If you're missing the cash in with Jason Page, then you're missing this.
There's certain athletes that have sort of carte blanche to do whatever they want. And just because they're really good at what they do. And Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys. But let's be clear about who Aaron Rodgers is at this stage of his career, how he conducts himself, and why he's allowed to get away with it. And I'm going to make this really simple for people tonight. No matter where you're listening, you'll be able to understand what I'm about to tell you. The thing about Aaron Rodgers is this. He knows how to throw a football really well. That's it. That's all you count on Aaron Rodgers for. He knows how to throw a football really well. If he couldn't do that, nobody would be putting up with his BS. Nobody would be putting up with him talking about, yeah, I did psychedelics, dude. And that's why I won back-to-back MVPs, man. Yeah, it was wild. It was tubular. And you just don't get it. You don't understand. You're just not smart enough to get it, man. You know, I'm the smartest guy in the room. I went to Berkeley. And this is what makes sports and high-level professional athletes different from any other profession on the planet. If you're really good at what you do, nothing else matters. Rodgers was on Pat McAfee today. Basically, he owns Pat for 17 weeks a year. Well, actually more than that because they get him during the postseason too. They might even get him in the offseason. I don't know if they pay him or if he's just buddies with McAfee, which he might be. But make no mistake about it, that interview is a joke every week because Pat isn't going to ask him anything tough. But that isn't what Pat McAfee's job is. Pat McAfee's job is the place to go if you're an athlete where you're going to have a soft, cushy landing. Where you're not going to get tough questions. Where you're not going to get tough takes thrown at you. Now, he might say something about somebody he doesn't like if they're not ever coming on with him. And then he's a tough guy. But the reality is, and look, he's entertaining as all hell. I've watched him. Pat McAfee is an entertaining guy. But he's not particularly intelligent. He's not giving you some nuanced viewpoint on anything. And he basically allows Aaron Rodgers to come on his show every week and say whatever the hell he wants, basically unchecked. And Rodgers has just run with it. Aaron Rodgers has basically just run with it. But the fact of the matter is, and today Aaron Rodgers went after Colin Cowherd for mocking him for this hallucinogen that he used, this psychedelic. Yeah, I'll call it a drug. You want to get mad at me? Get mad. Oh, it's a plant. Yeah, so is marijuana. It's a plant. So is a mushroom. Or a vegetable, or whatever a mushroom is. I mean, yes, a mushroom. Yeah, a mushroom isn't a drug either, right? Because you could just ingest it. You get it. Get it sauteed on your burgers. That'll get you all screwed up too. And yes, I know some states have legalized certain types of mushrooms. You don't have to tell me. But the reality is, Aaron Rodgers has one place where he'll go talk to somebody every week, get lobbed softball questions, say outlandish things that he wouldn't be able to get away with anywhere else because he'd get checked on them. And the only reason he can behave the way he's behaving at this stage of his career, there's one reason. He can throw a football really well. If Aaron Rodgers played like Mitchell Trubisky or Justin Fields, he'd be bagging groceries at Vons in Berkeley and getting stoned with his friends on Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's it. Nobody would put up with this if he was even a mediocre quarterback, if he was Trubisky, if he was Ryan Tannehill. Nobody would put up with this garbage. But the Packers have to. But believe you me, if he didn't play well, If he couldn't try to make those receivers, and he didn't play particularly well on Sunday night, but they won. That's what matters in this league, and he'll play well before the season gets along, and I'm convinced those receivers will get better. The guy's got one Super Bowl ring. They treat him like he walks on water. You know who else has one Super Bowl ring? Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring. Brad Johnson has a Super Bowl ring. There's a lot of guys who have won one. You know what the great ones do? They win more than one. Eli Manning, for crying out loud, has two. Aaron Rodgers has one. And he acts like he's just got run of the place whenever he wants it. And the Packers allow it. Instead, Rodgers is celebrated, defended, pandered to. Why? Because he can throw an oblong pigskin with stunning accuracy to someone that runs really fast or jumps really high. And it's as simple as that. And he went on McAfee's show today, and he went after the media because they're so hard on him. Yeah, because he wants to be a stoner during the offseason. I mean, great. But don't sit there and try and defend it. The same way he says it's unfair that people play with words. It's unfair that people use words like drug to describe the plant he's taking, because by doing that, they're demonizing him and they're causing people to get demonized, and words are dangerous. Yeah, how about like the word immunized? Remember that word that you dishonestly used last year when you claimed you were immunized, when you indeed had not been immunized? I'm so tired of Aaron Rodgers. Go throw the football around. Go win your games, win your MVPs. You got your one Super Bowl, great. But to come after the media for simply critiquing the drug you took, the hallucinogens that you took, it's silly. And somebody's got to call them out on it. Because you know Pat McAfee won't.
The Cash In. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. On Sports Map Radio.